All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. So obviously we're gonna be talking about From Blood and Ash. I'm very excited. Oop, there's Manda.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
I went on my computer this time, so my um the StreamYard thing only works on Chrome.
Well, we're glad you're here. We're glad you made it. We can go around and introduce ourselves and then just say like what we rated the book, and then we can dive into what we thought and like all the spoilery stuff. Yeah, if anyone watching has not read this book, don't watch this live show because we'll be spoiling everything. But yeah. But hello, I'm Sahar. You're on my channel. And I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Hello, I'm Braden. I recently started a new channel called Braden's Enchanting Reads, and I gave this book a 5 on Goodreads, but I would say more of a 4.5.
I'm Manda. I'm from Ginger Snapped Reads, and when I read this book, it was a while ago, so I got a refresh. But I rated it 5 stars at the time. But looking back and after reading the rest of the series, I would say like it's probably like a 4.25 or something, but 5 works.
Okay, so overall, clearly we all like enjoyed it to some degree, so that's good.
Mhm.
That we're not gonna be like clashing opinions too much. But is there anything specific that you guys wanted? Also, hello everyone, welcome. Hello, hello. Anything specific that you guys wanted to start off talking about or kind of general thoughts? If not, I have some things I want to discuss too, so we can also jump into that. But whatever y'all want to do.
I don't have anything specific in mind.
Amanda?
What if we run down all the plot points first?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Okay, we can kind of go in order of like what happened in the book. So the red pearl and her sneaking
Yes.
off. When I was vlogging this, I literally said, I was like, I did not expect there to be like a full on make out thing
Like
in like
right away.
yeah.
Yeah. I was very happy with this. I was like, okay, so we're gonna love this book. Like at that point was when I knew it was like going to be good for me.
Mhm.
But I loved it so much. Like the tension and the fact that like she didn't know what was even going on or why she was feeling weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree. I definitely thought that part was interesting, and I especially like that he didn't know who she was, so it almost felt like she couldn't, like, get in trouble for it or, like, no one would know because obviously, like, he doesn't know who she is or we didn't think that he knew who she was. And so that was really cool. It definitely added to her character of wanting to, like, stay pure, but also wanting to experiment and actually live life, so that was pretty cool.
Mhm.
I'm not great at doing things in chronological order. So really am bad at chronological order. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Um, Manda, would you like to continue while I find the next plot point I can remember?
Oh God. Let me think. It's been so long. I don't want to spoil any of the second book because I will mix them up. That's why I need you guys to tell me what happened at the end because the end of the second book is what I really remember.
Okay, the end of this book was where he was like, "You're coming back with me and, like, we're gonna get married."
Oh
That's
shit.
the end of this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
but
That was an abrupt ending for sure. I didn't know how I felt about that when it happened.
okay. The one thing that really bothered me throughout the entirety of this book was when he called her princess. Like, that really, really annoyed me because, like, so many times she was like, "I don't like that," and he was like, "No, you do," and I was like, "Bruh, she just told you she doesn't, like, calm down," And then literally the last line is like him calling her princess because she's legit about to be the princess if they get married. And I was like,
It was a full circle moment.
It was.
I was like, okay, I guess I'll take it.
The next plot point after the Red Pearl that I can remember is the whole Rylan situation.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that too far ahead, or is that good?
Oh, like the beatings?
No, the whole Rylan.
Yeah,
Rylan
like
was her
he
guard.
got killed or whatever.
He got killed. Rylan.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if that was too far ahead yet.
I think that's a solid one. Yeah, that also like happened pretty fast, like a death. And
Yeah.
that's when I knew that I was at least gonna enjoy this book. Because I was like, ooh, we got some violence, we got
You
some
said I need assassinations, okay?
yeah, I was like, sign me up, okay.
Because there was the whole makeout scene within the first 50 pages, and then there was a death
I
in the
know,
first
yeah.
100.
I was like,
So,
dang, this book is intense, like but yeah, that was definitely like really emotional for her, for Poppy. Like you could definitely see how much like she was just distraught. Like, but I don't know. I really like that they killed someone off like so early.
Oh, for sure. Like, I like when they actually follow through and don't make them come back to life in some way.
Yeah, yeah. Like he's dead.
Wait, but let's talk about the fact that she was being basically beaten
oh,
by
yeah.
those guys, and the revenge that was had.
Oh,
Yes.
that was brutal. Oh
That
my,
was everything.
That was
oh
amazing.
my god. She
Iconic.
literally tore him apart.
Mhm.
As she should.
Yeah. No, that was I think that's definitely one of my favorite parts of
Mm.
the entire book. The
Mhm.
fact that, like, she was going through hell, getting beat by them, and just, like, all the torture that she went through, and then being able to actually get all of her anger out, I was like, "Yes, I'm here."
And the fact that where was my thoughts going? Oh my god, my thoughts just like poof went out the drain. Oh, it's hurt comfort trope at its finest, is what I was saying, because Hawk was able to give her like that revenge, but also like let her have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, I love that too.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah. I was not expecting it. Like, I thought, like, she would kill him. But I wasn't expecting that level of intensity.
Oh, did you guys see it coming that Hawk is who he is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, kind of. But then I also didn't wanna really predict it. I didn't wanna say, like, "Okay, I know what's gonna happen," because I was really hoping for something different that would have this big shock factor.
Mhm.
I did not get what I wanted.
Yeah, I think that is why, like, I bumped my rating down a lot. Cause like, the first, like, 200 pages, I was loving the book, like, it was so good, and then it slowly started, like, going downhill from there because I felt like I could predict everything that was gonna happen, and,
Mhm.
like, some of the predictions I made, it was, like, satisfying when they were revealed, but, like, others, I was like, "Mm, come on, could've put in a little bit more effort."
I know. With the dark one, it was like very obvious from the beginning.
Yeah,
But how do you feel about the whole world and the Atlanteans versus the other people? I forgot their name.
Craven?
Raven.
Raven? I don't know how to
Raven and like who's making them and like whatever.
That was all really interesting. Like, I love the fantasy elements in this book. Like, I think that saved it for me because at the end of the day, I did not like the romance in this book. Like, unfortunately, it was just not, no, I did not like Hawk at all. And I like never felt that like they should get together. but the rest of the book was, like, really interesting, and then just seeing how the world sets up to be one thing, and then you find out it's, like, something completely different,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that was really, really interesting to me.
Yeah, I thought it was a good world to build, and it was unique to her usual like, she does, like, recycle a way of writing, but at least the world is pretty cool,
Mhm.
and now she has, like, all these books coming out in this world, like the prequel and everything, which I'm
Yeah,
excited to
I'm
read.
excited.
yeah,
This was my first Jennifer L. Armentrout book that I've ever read.
me too.
Really? Oh my god, I started with her Alien series, like the Opal Onyx
Oh,
Lux
I've
series
heard
thing.
about that. I don't like the covers. That's always put me away from them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
this
romance for me was, like, pretty good, but once you get to the second book, you start really wanting her to also be with this other character, at least for me. But
yeah, I heard a lot of people were wanting a love triangle,
yes,
so
like, really bad, like, it's all we wanted, and
I
it's
wanted her away from Hawk.
it's
yeah,
not
I think right before you hopped on, Manda, Braden and I were talking about how we both didn't really like Hawk. What are your
Hawk
thoughts
is just kind of annoying,
Yeah.
like,
Kind of, or you mean a lot?
he's a little bit like, the murderous little creature thing, it gets old after a second.
Yeah, I don't know, I just felt like the romance, like, I wish they had gotten to know each other more, like, I felt like he really got to understand, like, who Poppy was and stuff, but they, like, didn't reveal anything about him, and so I was like, "How homegirl, how you fallen in love with him? Like, you know nothing. Like, what's his middle name? Tell me right now. You don't know, like,
I don't even know his real name.
literally, like, bro." So, like, I wish that he had at least, like, opened up a little more. Like, yeah, he opened up a little bit about, like, his brother and, like, the trauma that he went through with that, but I felt like that was their only thing that really, like, connected them, like, on a deeper level, and the rest was just lust, which is fine, but I, like, wish she hadn't said, like, "Oh, I fell in love with him," because I was like
Mhm,
up until that point, I was like, "Fine, homegirl, you do what you want, like, pop off," but
yeah.
when she was like, "I fell in love with him," I was like, "But how?"
They could've waited until the second book to kind
Yeah.
of dive into that a little more.
Yeah. Or, like, gotten to know, like but yeah, in, like, the second book, getting to know him for, like, who he really is, and then
Mhm,
if still, like, she's like, "No, yeah, this man's is good," then, like then I would buy it, but, in this first one, I felt like it was a little too soon,
Yeah.
but but it was still spicy.
It was. I saw that you said that you had to skim over those parts.
Yeah, I don't usually read smut, so I was like, "Okay, cool."
no.
Which I
Right.
know, Amanda, you're, like, the opposite, like,
Yeah, I'm, like,
romance queen.
searching for them, like, I'll be, like, skimming world building.
So Amanda's like, so much world building. I'm just gonna skip 50 pages. Where's it at?
Literally.
Yeah, um but, I mean, what I did read didn't make me super uncomfortable, so, like, go JLA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she writes some good, like, tension and stuff, and it
Yeah,
doesn't go, like, super far to where you're like, "Wow," it's very detailed.
yeah, for sure. So I appreciated
There was
that.
there was a lot of tension in this book,
Mhm.
romance-wise.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I definitely liked that. Like, I felt like I could feel them wanting to, like, get together.
Mhm. And then, like, not having they were definitely were separated for a really long time towards the beginning. Like, they didn't get back together for, oh, I think it was like 100 pages or something crazy.
It
Mhm.
You were
was.
still interested in the plot because of how interesting it was, her being the maiden and, like, locked up.
Yeah. Which speaking of, like, one thing that I didn't like in this book was how, um since she first of all, homegirl says, "I'm the maiden, the chosen," like 27 times. Like, girl, we know. But second, like since she was locked up, like she's not allowed to talk to anyone. She's not allowed to like go anywhere really. And yet, like when they finally left their like kingdom area, like, it never felt like she was really in awe of, like, the world out there or, like, like, it just felt like she was just going on a stroll, and I was like, "But this is new to you, like, you should be in shock." And so I wish, like, we had gotten a little bit more of that, of her actually feeling like someone who was, like, trapped inside all the time, like, she had perfect language, like, she was able to talk to everyone easily, and there's only, like, so much you can get from, like, the books that she was reading and, like, whatever.
Mhm.
So, I feel like that factor was missing a little bit for me.
Yeah.
And the best friends,
Tawny.
yeah, she just, like was she there the whole time? I feel like she went away.
Tawny? She went
Like,
away towards the end, right?
Yeah.
supposedly, she's the best friend, but I didn't feel like okay, I'm unfairly comparing this to Danica and Bryce from the Crescent City. So, like, comparatively, best friend-wise, it's just not hitting as hard, and
Yeah.
I wish they would've had more of, like, a sisterly bond,
Mhm.
because then you could have believed, like, maybe Tawny helped her learn that stuff and how the world works, but
Yeah.
wasn't that they didn't have that close of a relationship to say they were, like, best friends.
Yeah, it definitely felt like more her just being there as her helper, and then that being the only person that Poppy could talk to.
Mhm.
And that's definitely, like, what it was. It was never like they claimed it was like, "Oh, they're best friends," but yeah, I agree. It never felt that way. It just felt like a very hierarchical relationship between them.
Yeah.
Because with Tawny, the whole time I was expecting a betrayal from Tawny since
Me
she's the
too.
best friend.
Yeah, I would have liked
Me
that.
too.
Um, but yeah, I definitely did like her character though. Like, I liked how she was still able to tell Tawny these things and, like, wasn't, like, extremely afraid that, she would go rat her out or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a convenient thing. I mean, who else was she gonna go talk to? And you gotta talk to someone. So, you know, but
I also thought that um, her main, like, father figure was his name Victor?
sure.
Oh
Sure.
my god, I am so good at that. Okay, anyway. But I felt like he might betray her too.
Interesting.
I really wanted that to be the case
Mhm.
because but then I would have predicted it, so would I have wanted it? But I was predicting that he would have betrayed her
Yeah.
because she trusted him so much
Mhm.
that it felt like something you should do.
Mhm. That would have been fun.
But unfortunately, we just got a death.
Okay, but that death kicked off the whole cutting Lord Mazine.
Yeah, that
Good.
entire, like, battle and, like, fight, like, every single aspect of that, I loved it. Like, it was so dark and gruesome, especially when was it, like, the Duchess or whoever
Oh, yeah, she
was
comes
it?
in.
And she was just like, "How is this girl doing all this stuff? Like, who taught her?" And Victor's like, "I did." Like,
I
oh,
know.
but yeah. No, I thought it was really cool. I also I okay, for the majority of the book, except for, like, near the end, I thought Poppy was a little annoying. But for the majority of the book, like, I really liked her character. I thought she was, like, really selfless and just a badass. Like, she just went out onto the rise and was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, help kill some of these guys for no reason. Like, no one asked me, I'm just gonna do it." And I was like,
For practice.
but, like, she could have been exposed, killed, like, anything, and then she was like, "No, like, I'm gonna go help." And, like
I feel like if people have said if you liked Poppy, you'll like the girly in the prequel even better.
Oh,
ooh.
I do like Poppy. So,
Yeah.
the shadow and
You
the
have to read the rest of the series in order to read the prequel because it doesn't give away, like, some things.
Okay.
okay, that's good to know because I almost ordered the prequel.
At least the second book.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm definitely interested in, like, seeing where this story goes, especially, like, seeing the world expand with, like, her having to go back with him and everything, like, I think that'll be really interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited for the second book.
actually picture what was happening. Yeah. No, I feel like that's definitely a problem a lot of people have with fantasy books is you never like know what's going on when people are fighting. So yeah, I think JLA's writing is pretty solid. I approve.
Yeah, it's easy to understand from somebody even that doesn't read a whole lot of fantasy. And
Mhm.
it can make you better at reading it too. Like you could go from this to like Bridge Kingdom to like something a little more higher up there in the fantasy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because this is probably like my sixth fantasy book I've read ever. So I also think it was a little long for what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That all of them are way too long.
Yeah.
It's just like some scenes are repetitive, and I actually thought the first book was the least repetitive of them all though. So
That's worrying.
Definitely gonna have to get the audiobook for the next
I think
one.
it's my favorite though. So
Oh my god, the audiobook was really good for this. I like the narrator.
oh really? That's actually good to know because I have still not finished the third book because I've been reading it since it came out. Yeah.
I was about to say I remember you picked it up when it came out.
No, literally. And I'm 70% into it. And I just like every time I pick it up, I'm like, I'm gonna get in a slump. I can't do this right now.
Oh my god.
It's really bad in my opinion. But I'm still gonna go on because I love it. And I know the ending is gonna be really great.
Mhm.
That's something I don't like about these books is the ending is so good that why did it take you so long to get to this greatness?
Mhm.
Yeah. There's
It's like
definitely a
it's
lot of
slogged.
yeah. A
Yeah,
lot of scenes that could just be cut out, like, I don't know.
yeah, because like in mine, I have like 70 pages that I just didn't tab at all because nothing happened.
Yeah, I have a lot of, like, blank chunks throughout because I was, like, just reading, like, "Okay, cool, like, keep going." But
I thought I had a lot of blank areas until I saw this. So
Oh my
dang.
god, so many tabs.
I know, and I thought that this wasn't a lot until I looked at it as a whole.
I'm trying to see, like, there was this one part that let's see. I don't know where it is, though.
Okay, but one more thing I want to talk about is the death quote. I feel like I really like that.
The what?
The quote about death,
Where was that?
the page 130
130. Okay.
at the very top.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
One of my favorite parts.
That. Hmm. For those of you who don't have your textbooks, it says death is like an old friend who pays a visit, sometimes when it's least expected, and other times when you're waiting for her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When reading this, that was like the one thing that stuck in my mind the whole time.
Hmm. And I felt like that was definitely a really good setup for the rest of the book too, because there were a lot of deaths that like really impacted you, and others that you were like, okay, yeah, like I knew this was kind of coming.
Yeah.
So, oh, Poppy's gift, her power.
Oh my god.
I almost forgot about that. Like, I'm still trying to understand, but also because she's also trying to understand like what exactly it is. So like she can basically feel other people's pain and now more emotions and like alter them or change them.
Okay, her power is so freaking cool, guys. Like, yes. It expands a bit, so I don't wanna, like, say anything, but,
Yeah.
like oh, yeah. Wasn't there a scene with, like, a whole weren't they in, like, like, theater, like, a tournament type thing, and she was feeling people's emotions?
I think so.
Like, a big
Mhm.
area, and then that's when she really felt okay, so that's the first book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I love it so
Yeah,
much.
I'm definitely interested in seeing like her powers kind of expand
Me
and learn more about them because I definitely thought that was really interesting too. Um,
Kinda unique too, I feel like,
mhm,
for magic systems.
yeah. I thought it was interesting that she can't like use her powers on the Ascended, but then she could on Hawk, even though he's like not like a normal person, he's an Atlantean or whatever. I thought that was really interesting because that almost made it like a little harder for you to detect that maybe something was like sus about him because you're like, oh yeah, like she can use her powers on him. He must be like normal.
Mhm.
I thought that was pretty interesting. So I'm also excited to see like what restrictions there are on her power aside from just not being able to use it on the Ascended. And also like what the hell happened to her brother? I want to know.
Oh, yeah.
Like especially with the reveals of what actually happens to the Ascended and like that
yeah,
whole aspect, I was like, where is he? Where is he in?
Well, I'll let you know that there is no answer for you.
Dang it!
God. I was hoping you were gonna be like, "Oh, there's an answer in the second book, don't worry."
Ah, why though? Oh, that's so
The 3rd book does get a little bit into it.
Isn't there still, like, 3 more books that are supposed to be released?
I think she's doing 6,
Mhm.
right?
yeah.
So the 4th one, I think is coming out is it March?
Yeah, it's March
The War
15th.
of Two Queens, yeah.
Dang. Oh my gosh. If they weren't so long, I would just binge read all of them because I feel like it's a pretty bingeable series.
So bingeable.
What?
But,
Why was this 600 pages long?
I mean, I do, agree that it was too long. I feel like 100 or 150 pages could have been cut,
Mhm.
especially the romance that I'm not rooting for, that could have been cut down too.
I think also just like the way she told the story, I think I talked about it in my blogs, but there was a lot of like telling rather than showing. Like a lot of times she kept saying like, "Oh, Hawk, my new guard is so observant. Like you're so observant." I was like, "Girl, we get it." Like that line was repeated so many times.
It
Or,
was
like, she asks questions to move the world building along, which gets really irritating.
Yeah. Like I feel like there are definitely ways to make it more concise and yet still have the same effect and like still make the same impact that she was trying to make. So,
Mhm.
yeah, definitely too long. And that's coming from someone who reads like 600-page books
Yeah.
all the time. I still think it was too long. So,
It's because when you compare it to, like, other bigger fantasy books, so much happened in other ones.
yeah.
Like, big, huge battles, like, multiple battles, multiple plot points,
Mhm.
characters meeting, like, new characters throughout the books, and
Yeah,
then just when we just have our same people.
yeah. This was just like her rebelling, meets a boy, lots of tension. Nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. Battle. She leaves, plot twist, and then the end.
Mhm.
So like a lot of that could be cut down. But
and then when the 2 plot twists happened at the end, I feel like they were very close together that it didn't give enough time for the suspense to build back up.
mhm. No, I agree. Yeah, definitely like after a certain point you kind of expected Hawk to like just suck and just be the bad guy or whatever. So like
Yeah.
when it was like, "Oh my god, he's also the dark one." I was like, "Okay, yeah, well, duh." Yeah. No, Myriad literally same. I was also struggling. Like, I think it took me a whole week to read this book, which is very unusual.
Oh, I devoured the 1st book in, like, I think it was 2 days, but the 2nd one, let me tell you, the 2nd one, I read all in one night. Like, it was like a 2 a.m. situation. Yeah,
Dang.
I was really into it.
It took me six days to read this one.
Yeah.
And
About same.
and I've read a 600-page book in one day before. So I did kind of struggle to get through this one.
Yeah. I think like when a lot of stuff was happening, it was really easy to like fly through it, but like that stall period, I just kept not wanting to pick it back up because I was like, nothing's happening. Like I want something
That's
to
how I feel about the third book. Yeah, it's slogging towards the middle.
Yeah. Maybe picking up the audiobook will help. Just
I really
listening.
think that will.
Yeah,
I did like the narrator. So
that's good to know. I think I'll probably listen to the second one on audio. Hopefully that helps.
mhm. You know,
I mean, if it's a good book and you just fly through it, you don't even notice that it's 600 pages.
yeah. Plus, in the book that I read in one day, a lot happened, and it was mixed media, so that helped. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but then the audiobook, it was like a full production. There were sound effects because it was a sci-fi. So I really enjoyed that.
Wait, that sounds like really, really cool. Having like sound effects. That's like a really cool way to read a book.
It was a great audiobook.
What was it for?
Um, I read it last year. It was Illuminate by Jake Kristoff and Amy Kaufman.
That book.
Me too.
I just bought the second two so I can finish the trilogy.
I literally bought every single book, and I literally hadn't even read one, and I was just
I
like,
have the whole series and I haven't read any of them. Well,
and
good
then
to know that it's good.
It was good. I liked it. I mean, I really liked it, and then my brother DNF'd it. So really, who knows if you'll enjoy it.
I feel like the audiobook really makes the experience, though.
Yeah. I might pick it
I
up
feel
on
like
audio, but still like physically follow along because the format is really cool. I liked the experience.
Mhm. I need to read the second book. We just changed topic. We completely forgot about the blood mash.
We're back to the live show.
Okay, back to the live show. Get out your textbooks.
Um, is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about? Am I missing any like major things? We talked about Hawk and the plot twist. We talked about the deaths, her power, the world building, her BFF, Tawny. What else was there? Is that really all that happened in this book?
I feel like it,
Ah!
but I feel like the ending set up the second book. However, I'm worried because the books are so long, and I feel like they're only going to get slower.
Yeah,
Can I just say one thing?
Of course.
If you
absolutely
liked
not. Yeah.
if you liked this book, you need to read Bridge Kingdom by Daniel Jessen because it is so much better.
Isn't that what Fantasy Series is doing for? Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it's
When
only
will
like
I?
this thick. So I'm just throwing it out there. It has like a similar type of vibe,
Maybe I'll pick that up.
but
When is the live show? Maybe I can read it like tomorrow.
it's next Sunday.
Oh, bet I have time. Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm the guest for that one too.
This one,
Yeah, it's so good. The reason I thought of it was because I was thinking about the fact, so you know how Poppy fights and it's kind of a secret that she fights?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way with that one, and I always want them in my girl characters, I always want them to have that like crazy scene where everyone's like, "Oh my god, she's amazing." And I don't know, like I feel like I never get enough of it. Like it never goes as much as I want to into like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, this girl is badass."
Yeah.
So, if anyone knows any books that actually have that, let me know.
I can always write one.
Because
Well, I think that's it.
I feel like it is.
Yeah, that's all I got.
When you put it all out there, it seems very pathetic.
Yeah, this is a solid book. Definitely not
It
perfect, but a pretty good start. Good world building, good tension between the characters and stuff, and definitely plays on your emotions. So I would recommend.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, that's the end of this live show. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Meredith, in the chat. And thank you, Braden and Manda, for hopping on and talking about it with me. I really enjoyed having you guys as co-hosts.
Yes, thanks for inviting us.
Yeah. I had so much fun.
And
I'm
what's your next book?
And yeah,
Aren't you reading Crescent City next?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if you guys, whoever is in the chat, I don't know. It says people are watching. People don't be commenting, though. But we are reading House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas for January and February. So if you guys are interested, pick that book up. I'm really excited for that one. Probably the most excited I've been so far. So
You should be.
I'm so excited.
You know,
I love Sarah J. Maas, and I started it, and I already feel like I'm gonna like the world and everything.
I'm
So
very excited about it.
it should be good. Fingers crossed, it should be good. But
Hopefully.
yeah.
After ACOTAR, I don't have high hopes though. So that's unpopular, but
I mean, I am not really liking ACOWAR that much, so I'm with you.
yes. Like the second book, I've been stuck on page 300 for months.
Oh, I love Mist and Fury.
I feel like the second book just focuses on the world a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like it's overbearing when it focuses on the world for the entire book.
Interesting. Dang. A lot of people's favorite book.
I know. Well, chapter like 55, isn't it?
Yeah. I like 54, unpopular opinion. 54 was better than 55. That's all I'm going to say on that. But yeah, that's all for this live show. Hope everyone has a good rest of your night. And I'll see you guys in 2 months for the House of Earth and Blood live show where we're going to spill some tea. So, peace out.